Hi, person in the mirror. It's me. You know me. You love me. We've known each other for a really long time now, quite a while. I mean, I would say pretty much our whole life. Like, I don't remember the first time we formally met, but I feel like I was entranced with you from the start. I mean, you're the only person I know intimately in this way. And I mean, we've gotten to know each other quite well. We've been through a lot together. And honestly, we see each other. I mean, we don't see each other all the time. Like, it's kind of like we have to spend time together. I mean, it's a lot of fixing hair, checking out outfits, but sometimes it's just looking deep into your eyes. And I mean, that's kind of what this is right now. And we had a chat a couple weeks ago, and we decided it'd be a good idea to kind of have this interview. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be here talking to you, recording this. Yeah, and I just wanted to kind of talk to you about art, why we do it, why we care, because I think it's really hard to care. I mean, as we both know, kind of financially in a tough spot right now, it is not easy to make money. And I think a lot of people are going through that right now. And just kind of in the midst of that, like finding time to do art and especially to upload these YouTube videos, like every Sunday now is like, I'm gonna have to do these YouTube videos. Like this, I think we both know there's really no good time to start. I mean, we were waiting for so long to for something to happen, for something to happen. And I guess something did happen. Like when we were both 20-ish, like transferring from community college and then getting to UC Berkeley and then basically realizing that we couldn't do computer science anymore. Like, I mean, I remember you when you weren't creative at all and you were so jealous. Like, your entire identity was just like seething with rage at anyone who could do anything creative. And I remember that. And I just wanted to ask you, like, do you still feel parts of yourself that are like that? Is that a good question? I mean, listen, you only ask good questions. So I mean, I understand what you mean. And someone watching might not understand, but this isn't an interview between you and them. And it's really an interview between us. It's just a chat, truly. It's just a chat between me and you. So let's not be insecure about the questions we ask each other. I mean, when it comes down to it, I think I really don't feel that way anymore. Like, I don't feel like I'm not creative. I feel like I'm very obviously creative. I mean, I painted that that thing, and even just waking up and seeing that every morning, I'm like extremely proud of myself. Like, I did. Who are you? We've known each other for years. We've spent so much time looking at each other. But honestly, I don't know who you are, and I'm kind of scared of you. I'm truly scared of you a little bit. I think you're better than me in every way. When I look at you, I truly feel the best. Like, I feel the best when I'm looking at you. And I mean, who are you? Like, what is this person? Like, who are you? You only exist to me. I'm the only one who can see you. And so talking to you like this, I'm kind of scared. I'm like, so who are you? Are you feeling shy? Like, why won't you answer? Like, you're seriously like getting on my nerves a bit. Like, answer. Like, just because you're on camera, you're shy. Like, we literally had a conversation the other day, and I'm like, this is not going to make for a good interview if you're shy. So, like, let's get to talking. Like, what is up? What's going on with you? Like, let's just kind of have a casual conversation, me and you. Like, what's up? Like, why aren't you talking to me? Honestly, I don't like being put under pressure. Honestly, I don't want to do this. And I feel like you're forcing me to do this. And I don't want to fucking do it. But I will. I will do it. I'm going to be a brat about it, but I'm going to do it because we promised, and we had a great chat, I guess, a couple weeks ago, and that was fun. Well, honestly, I don't like all these people staring at me. I don't know what they're going to say. I feel like it's completely pointless to do this. Okay, well, first of all, you know that's not true. You know that there is a point. Now you have 35 subscribers. All 35 of them could not care. That's super true. But some people did comment, and they said they said they liked your videos. So you can keep kind of feeling sorry for yourself and be like, no one cares. But like, people do care. And so you're not that like emo 12-year-old anymore. Like, you are a grown-up person, and at the end of the day, like, I care. So can we just like have a conversation, please? Like, this is not, oh my god, this is like not a normal interview. Like, I feel like this is like we're fighting, and I'm like, I don't want to be fighting. I kind of wanted to just have like a normal chat with you, but you're making it extremely difficult. I mean, we've known each other for years, and I mean, I've always been difficult. You've always been difficult. We've both always been difficult. Like, it's just kind of like a main tenet of our personality. Like, anyone close to us knows that we're difficult. And like, I mean, I'm the only one that knows you. Like, I'm the only one that like sees this. And like, I feel like I really understand that like look in your eyes. And so I just kind of want you to like share that look with the world. Like, what is that? Like, let's just talk about it. Let's just like, I know this like camera that we're using isn't like the best. Like, they probably can't see the look in your eyes, but like, let's just try and talk about it. Like, let's pull something out of there. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm tired, and I have so much on my mind, and I seriously don't want to do that. But I'm still going to make this video. And so it might be totally unwatchable, but you know what? It's a video, and we're posting every Sunday. And you know what? That's something to be fucking proud of. Are you allowed to curse on YouTube? They say that you shouldn't curse within like 30 seconds of the video starting, and I'm just like, that pisses me off. It like genuinely makes me angry. I'm like, let me say fuck. Whatever though. I'm like, the YouTube restrictions are kind of ridiculous, but at the end of the day, it's just me and you talking. Because see, you said you don't want to be seen, but I want to be seen. And I'm not sure which one of us is saying that, but there is a part of us that wants to be seen and another part of us that doesn't want to be seen. And it's honestly kind of like exhausting, like those two parts fighting, because it's just genuinely like, I think I just want to show every part of me, like every single part of me. I just want to be accepted, because I didn't accept it for the longest time, and I think it deserves to be accepted. And so I just genuinely want the world to see me and accept me, and I want to give a show. Like, that's the most important thing in the world to me, is to give the world a show. And I feel like throughout my life, like, whenever I wanted to give a show, whenever I wanted to perform, everybody looked away. Like, nobody thought there was any worth in it. But then when my emotions started coming out, people suddenly were extremely, like, people looked for the first time whenever I had like a public breakdown, and not in a positive way. Like, people weren't looking at me and like applauding. They were like looking at me and obviously thinking that there was something wrong with me. And so I think this is my attempt at being like, okay, so you want a show. So you want me to cry. You want me to scream. You want me to feel like, fine. Like, I'll do it. And so looking at you in the mirror, I'm like, let's give it to them. Like, you want to cry, cry. You want to scream, scream. Like, what do you want to say? Like, you have this opportunity to like tell the world anything. Like, what do you want to say? And honestly, I just kind of want to beg. Like, I just want to beg to be seen. I've seen the pain in your eyes, and I've seen that pain change and grow over all the years that we've been together. And I want the world to see you, and I want to sing, and I want to cry, and I want to scream, perform to the whole world. I want to go to Hungary, and I want everyone to know my name. Like Marcika, like, I want everyone to have my fucking name on their lips, and I want everyone to know that I'm here and there's no one else like me. And people can try, they can try to do what I do, but honestly, it's hard. And I'm like this because I'm literally insane, and I'm insane in my special way that only I'm insane in, and other people can be crazy. And that's the whole point, is like everyone should just do them. Like they shouldn't try to be me. I don't want anyone to try to be me. I want someone to see me and be like, oh, I'm gonna be me now. Like, not me, like they're gonna be themselves. And I want that to happen. And I just, even if it's bad, like even if it's ugly, even if it's raw, even if it's like seriously like weird, and like everyone looks at you and they're like, you're actually strange, and not in the cool fun way, but like in the way that's like, why are you doing that? But at the same time, I'm like, that's cool actually. So I mean, there's just like two sides. It's just like me and my mirror self. Like there's just two sides to everything. There's like, I mean, it's just me being like waxing poetic. I don't know. All I know is that I'm talking to myself in a mirror and I seriously want to have a meltdown. And I'm gonna put this fucking video out and someone's gonna see it and they're gonna be like, I didn't know you could do that. And that's the only reason I'm doing it, is so one person could see that. Even if it's me in 20 years. And I look back on this and I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I did that. And that's why I do everything, is for myself. Literally for you. Like I do it all for you. And honestly, it's not like I'm getting rejected all the time. Like it's not like I'm not gonna like feel sorry for myself in that way. Like I am getting like invited to do performances and like people do like me. But there is just this genuine part of me that has always felt sorry for myself. And what I don't like is that part of me that feels sorry for myself has made me selfish in the past, and it's made me believe that like, oh, everyone else seems to be doing just fine while I'm here struggling. And I'm like, at the end of the day, like you have to grow up and realize everyone is struggling and everyone is going through their own thing, and so you have to just get over it. And that's the truth. And like we got over it to some extent, but at the end of the day, you are just crying in the mirror to yourself about how nobody cares. And I'm like, well, who cares? Who fucking cares that nobody cares? People do care, first of all. So like genuinely stop feeling sorry for yourself. Like it's not a good look. And just genuinely just get over it and keep going. Like you can cry all you want, but I mean, just keep going, just keep trying. Like you could be trying harder and you know that, and you could be working harder, but you're working hard. And so just pat yourself on the back and keep moving forward. And that's all that you can really ask of yourself. So do what you want and stop complaining, because the world's not going to wait for you. You have it, and now you just have to work hard, and you're honestly having trouble with that. You're having trouble with like actually working hard, and you think it's enough that you make these little YouTube videos, and you know what? It is. It literally is enough that you make these little YouTube videos, and stop feeling so insecure. You're literally ridiculous that you feel this insecure. How is this a fun interview? Is this a fun interview to watch? I genuinely don't know, but I'm having fun chatting with you. I mean, we know each other quite well, and so it's easy for us to like have talk like this. Like it's just easy for us to go back and forth. I mean, like I don't even know who's talking when. All I know is that like I'm looking at you and I'm just like genuinely enjoying chatting with you. Like you really are, like there's something seriously wrong with you and you need to get over yourself. But at the end of the day, I love you. Like you seriously, I mean, no one else is like you. And I think it's fine that you say this stuff out loud, because I think a lot of people feel sorry for themselves. I don't think it's an uncommon thing to look in the mirror and feel sorry for yourself and go like, oh, why me? But I think it's also good to remind yourself to get over it. There's some things that we have to work through, but I think we can get over it in our own way. Like we just can't keep feeling sorry for ourselves. Like that is really, at the end of the day, what the point is that I'm trying to make, is that like you can be sad and you can process these emotions, but I think when you start comparing yourself to other people, like that's when it's like, come on. Like we're all on our own journeys. Like the only person you can really compare yourself to is you. Like, are you being the most you that you can be? So I feel like there's a part of myself that's like so sensitive, and then there's another part that's like so cold and rude, and they just live in the same person. And I'm like, oh yeah, people are nuanced, so of course that is true. And of course, there are multiple different kinds of people that live inside of you, and sometimes they fight. And I think that might be true for everybody. And I think everyone has different versions of themselves. And I think just like looking at you in the mirror and just like chatting with you, I mean, it just brings all of that stuff out. And really, it's just like, why do you sing? Like, let's just get down to it. Why do you sing? Honestly, I sing because I have to. I literally have to. I don't know what it is. I have to sing. It is literally like the only thing I know I have to do. Like, I literally can't do anything else. Like, I have to sing. I have to write lyrics. Like, I have to get that out. Like, it has to like be released from me. And like, just like listening to music and just being like, I want to do that. Like, I really, and I remember listening, I think it was like Listen to Your Heart. Like, I think it was genuinely that song. I remember showing it to my mom and being like, Mom, look, obviously she's not using autotune because she makes a mistake here. And I think that's awesome that she makes a mistake. I remember that so vividly. And I'm like, first of all, who did I think I was? But also, that's mean. Don't say that about your baby self. What the hell? Don't be mean. What the fuck? There's no need for that. But yeah, I just remember that. And I'm like, I feel like I am like that now, where I'm just like, you know what? I mean, also, I want to say it's really fine to use autotune. I think it is, especially people who like really hard use it like as an instrument, and it starts to like kind of turn into another voice. Like, I think there's such an artistry to autotune, and I think people can just use whatever they want and do whatever they want. And if they want to autotune their voice, like, truly do whatever you want. Like, it doesn't hurt anyone to use autotune, and I don't think I'm better than anyone for not using autotune, and I don't think anyone's better than me for using autotune. Like, I don't think about that at all. I think at the end of the day, I'm just like, oh, I love when you can hear this kind of like humanity in someone's voice, and I love when you can like listen to something and like there is like a little bit of like gratingness of, oh, they like missed that note a little bit, or like their voice cracked. And I think that like little bit of humanity, like, it's kind of like, I started saying this to people, but I'm like, I'm kind of obsessed with AI. So when I used to do computer science in community college, I kind of thought that I would go into AI because I was really obsessed with like machine learning and how you teach things. So I was really obsessed with that. And I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things about AI and kind of the ethicality of it, and it's stealing from people and all of that. But when it comes to artificial intelligence, I think about like when it continues to grow, and I wonder if this is going to be true in a couple of years, but like when it continues to grow, I mean, there's this quote about, I forget who said it, but it is something about how the kind of, what is it? The thing that a medium is like remembered by is by their most like kind of annoying trait, like their most grating trait or something, or like their worst trait is what a medium is remembered by. So it's like with like VHS and like film, it's like that kind of grain, and like with older, like again, like radio music, it's like that grainy quality, and like we remember it by that. And like tapes, like you remember that grain. I'm trying to remember literally anything else, but that's all I can really remember. But I'm like, with AI, I'm kind of wondering if like we're gonna start to like really appreciate that kind of imperfection in the human voice. Like, instead of like, there's gonna be this like kind of perfect, because I think with AI you really can achieve close to perfection, and there's so many tools now that are like, oh, we can make this song technically perfect, or we can make this movie technically perfect, or we can make whatever like technically perfect. But then I think we lose this part of like humanity that is imperfection. And I mean, there's a lot about AI that I'm like, because humans made it, I think it will be inherently imperfect. But I think there is this kind of like, humanity is, I think, incredible in the way that like we're both capable of achieving so much and yet so little, and like we are capable of such great failures but such great wit. Like, it's very interesting what humans are capable of, and I'm kind of fascinated by failure and what that means, and how there is this kind of beauty in failure. Like, there's something about winning that's satisfying, but failing is like winning is temporary, but failure like sticks with you. It's very interesting. Like, I don't know. I guess winning also sticks with you, but I think there's something about failure and just like being really bad at something that just really sticks with you. And I think especially with singing, like I considered myself a really bad singer for a long time, and I started getting better at singing when I took a class in community college that like started teaching me how to use my body, and I just like honestly just like singing more and more I got better at singing, but I was always very aware of the fact that it was a long journey for me and it wasn't going to be easy. And I think I'm genuinely pretty good at singing now. Like I feel like I have a pretty good control over it. But sometimes there's like this video of me doing like performing. Like I have this performance video. I haven't uploaded it yet, but there's this performance video and I like hit this note in like this horribly wrong way and I can't unhear it. Like looks so good, I might die. All I know is everybody loves. Hey, to my own sound, crashing in my face now. All I know is everybody loves me. Everybody, oh, everybody, everybody, oh, everybody, oh, everybody, oh. Like I literally, it's so grating to me, but I think there's something about that note that even though it's so grating to me that I'm just like, honestly, I should probably love that note for what it is. Like even though I hit it so wrong and I just like didn't like how it sounded, at the end of the day, like I could have only hit that note so wrong by being a human. Like it's such a human error that I do just genuinely find beauty in it. And yeah, and I mean, I think at the end of the day, that's kind of why I do art, is to study myself and to just be like, okay, what am I feeling? Like, what am I doing here? What, like I have the most fun when I'm on stage and I have the most fun when I'm singing. And I think I'm not able to have that kind of fun always. Like I honestly haven't sung in a really long time. I mean, really long is like, I sang like last month, like I did that not cover, I sang my own song. What the hell? So I sang my own song, but I honestly haven't sung anything. Like I sing along to music all the time, but I haven't like practiced or anything in a month. I've been dancing a lot. It's funny because like I can see you so clearly, but like I know the people watching can't really see either of us that well. And I think that's so funny. I just wonder what people will think. Like it's like this is an experience that only really we get to have, me and you, but like people are gonna get to watch it. It just genuinely makes me so curious. And I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just like making this video, we're just having a chat. I mean, I keep repeating that, but I'm like, I wonder, is this strange? It feels so normal and yet so weird. Like, oh God, I keep asking myself, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Is this a joke? Like, what? Like, am I not taking myself seriously? Oh my God, when I used to do gymnastics, I vividly remember when there was like this one time where I messed up and the coach was like, okay, like you messed up. And I was like, I started laughing. I was like, ha ha ha. Like I just didn't take myself serious. I was like, okay, I messed up. I'm going to laugh it off. And he got so mad at me. He got so mad at me for laughing at my fuck up. And I'm like, he was like, you need to take this seriously. And I'm like, why? For these made up rules, like I have to do it right, because why? I'm literally like 9 years old. Like I genuinely don't want to be here. Like I'm trying my fucking best. Like leave me alone. Let me laugh it off. Let me feel joy even when I fail. Like what's wrong with that? Like why do I have to like kick myself for messing up a move that you're teaching me? Like what if I like doing it my way better? Then what? And honestly, I think that's why I had like a massive OCD freak out in the bathroom of that gymnastics place, is that. And like, first of all, my dad was forcing me to go. I really desperately didn't want to go. And like, when I was there, I was like forced to do all these things that I just didn't understand why I had to do it that way. Like, why couldn't I just have fun? Like, like why? Like, I think there's some rules that I get, but there's a lot of rules where I'm just like, fuck it, let's just have fun, let's just do whatever we want. And I think, I don't know, that's just kind of, I guess that's why I'm making this video also, where I'm like, why is there rules to making YouTube videos? Why do I have to do things a certain way? I don't want to do things a certain way. I want to do things my way. And I made this channel. I can just do whatever I want, right? Like, I just think about that all the time. So I'm like, you know what? With my music, I'm just going to do whatever I want. With my YouTube channel, I'm just going to do whatever I want. I'm just going to keep doing whatever I want. And then honestly, I think it'll work out. And I'm just really kind of gunning for that because, I mean, doing things other people, the way that other people expected me to, it never was good. Like, it just never turned out good. Me doing something that is meant for someone, it's just not a good look on me. I just am not good at doing anything that isn't me. And I think that's true for a lot of people. Like, I just genuinely don't think I'm alone in that. I think there are rules that I think are nice to follow. And I can't think of any right now, but there are rules like where it's like, oh, where you're stretching, you don't want to stretch like this because you might hurt your body. Like something like that. Like I get that. But I think when it's like, oh, you shouldn't do this dance move because it looks bad, or you shouldn't sing like this because it sounds bad, I'm like, well, that's just your opinion, isn't it? And you shouldn't do a YouTube video like this because no one will watch it. Like, okay, so what? Like, that's the worst thing that'll happen is no one will watch it. Okay, I'll watch it. You know what? I'll watch it. I'm my number one fan. So I'm doing this because I want to do this. And also it's fun to make. Like, it's just genuinely like, I love looking at myself. It's one of my favorite activities. I love talking to myself. I mean, I just love talking in general. And this is like the best way for me to talk because I get to talk the whole time. And I'm like, I don't want to take over conversations with people. I have a tendency to do that sometimes because I genuinely love the sound of my own voice, but I really do try to dial it back. And I do genuinely care when other people talk. Like, I do genuinely give a shit about other people, which was not always true for me. Sometimes, I mean, when I was a teenager, I really did not care about anyone but myself. Like, I was a truly selfish teenager. I was just like an emo selfish teen, and I was wrong for that. Like, I really should have cared more, but I just couldn't. And so I'm gonna forgive myself for that. And I was a selfish young adult as well. I started being more selfless when I realized how good it feels to just genuinely start to love the people around you and care about the people around you. And yeah, so I'm less selfish now, but I still do have a tendency to talk a lot. And so that's kind of what this is. Like, that's why every month I release a YouTube video where I'm just talking, because I love to talk, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I get the whole podcasting trend. I get it. I get why people start a podcast. I'm like, that's kind of what this is, but not really. I'm like, I'm kind of, I'm like, I'm very much like the Leo stereotype of insecure narcissist, where I'm both like, no one's gonna listen to this, and everyone should listen to this. Like, everyone should care. Like, if you don't care, like, GTFO. Like, what's your problem? You don't care about me? Like, so it's kind of both existing forever in my brain. But yeah. And I mean, like, some people really don't like astrology. Like, sometimes you bring up astrology and people are like, that's not real. And I think, like, it's a fun thing to talk about with people. And I don't know. I get kind of pissed off when people are like, that's not real. Like, oh, that's cute that you believe in that, but it's not real. I'm like, it just genuinely makes me mad. I'm like, who made you king? Who made you boss of the world? Who made you smartest guy in the galaxy? What? I'm not saying I am, but, like, you definitely aren't either. If I'm not, you can't be. Like, we're both human. Like, why are you so convinced? My God. But that can kind of apply to anything. And that's like the whole thing of just like, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. Like, it's cool. It's fine. Like, especially when you're like, oh, like, being bad at something. Like, I think we should all be more fearless about being bad at something. And, like, genuinely, like, if you're not good enough, like, more reason to do it. Like, it's fun to be bad at something. Like, it's genuinely like, if I waited to be good at all of this, if I waited to be good at making YouTube videos, and I waited to be good at making music, and like confident, like really, like, I'm really, really, really good at this stuff, I don't even know how long I'd be waiting. But I think I'm gonna keep getting better over time as I keep doing it over and over again. And I think I just genuinely believe that it's something I really resonate with whenever I watch my videos and whenever I see my songs. I just like see this person trying their best, and I see this person so desperate to show the world themselves that it's just beautiful to me. And honestly, I sound pretty good. Like, I think I have a great voice. I really love my voice. I think it is nice when I sing. I mean, my talking voice also, that's why I'm talking so much. But my singing voice, I'm like, I worked really hard to get a good singing voice and like to have control over my breath and my body and all of that. And even dancing, like, I've been dancing pretty much every day since July 26th, my birthday. And yeah, I mean, I've been doing that, and I've been getting better. And I think these dance videos that I upload, they're not like the best, but I always just tell myself, like, it's not about being good, it's just about having fun in the moment. And so even though I'm not doing like moves that I practice over and over again, like, I feel like I have some moves that are like really, really good and that I'm like really proud of, that I'm like, oh, this looks really cool. And I don't know, in the videos that I post, I'm not like doing, I guess, like, quote unquote cool, awesome, amazing dance moves, but I am having fun. And I think that's all that matters. Like, I just want to be having fun in my YouTube videos. And that's why I'm posting this one, is I am having fun looking at myself, and I'm having fun just talking into a mic. I have my headphones on, I can hear myself. I mean, my audio quality has not been the best in my past YouTube videos, and that is just genuinely because I am lazy. And so I was using my little blue snowball because it's just a USB mic that I can plug in, but it's harder to control the audio. So right now I'm using my audio interface and my mic plugged in, which is way better audio quality. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is kind of coming to an end. I don't really know what else I have to say other than, like, I'm proud of myself for making this. I'm proud of you for being here. I mean, we both really just gave our all for however long this video is, and now we're going to edit it like all day probably, and it's going to release. And truthfully, I don't know if anyone is going to care, but honestly, I think even if no one cares now, I think in like 10 years when we're like a legend, people should care, and they should watch this and they should be like, wow, it really was a birth of a legend. Like, I don't even know where we're going to go. Like, I think I feel like ready for the next step, but honestly, I really want to be on a game show. Like, that's kind of the thing that's really stopping me, I think, mentally, from like just being gung-ho about getting famous, is I just want to be like a regular guy on a game show, because there's just a different vibe to that. Like, I don't want to be on celebrity game show, I want to be on like regular guy game show, and you just can't do that. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But until next time, mwah, love you. Keep trying your best. I mean, we'll talk to each other. We can see each other anytime. I mean, we hang out every day, so there's, I mean, no shortage of us hanging out. But to everyone watching, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope at the very least you thought about something, and I hope that you have a great day, and I hope that you just do something that you want to do, even if it's bad, and even if you do it and you're like, this is not what I expected. You are the only one that can do it in the way that you're going to do it. And it's not about doing something the best, and it's not about doing something the best that even you can do it. It's just about doing it the most you that you can do it. Like, there is just a way that everyone can do something that is the most them, and I think we should just all strive to be the most us that we can be. And me interviewing myself in the mirror is the most me that I can possibly be. This is really peak me, I would have to say, this whole video. But yeah, ta-ta, bye, love you, me. I mean, audience, I'm like, I don't know you, so I can't love you, but I do love you, Marcika. I love you, Marcika. And that's from Jules. Because I mean, yeah, I'm both Marcika and Jules. We're the same person, but I mean, Marcika is really just, you know, it's Marcika's special. Marcika's the one that's gonna be famous. Jules is just kind of chilling. So, yep. Okay, it's time to go now.